Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Kiki and today's video is going to be a series review, little chit chat, what book I thought was the best, what book I didn't think was the best on the Eden series by Devney Perry. This series became my absolute personality last year. I loved this series so much. Fun little fact, I was actually never going to pick up this series at all. None of this appealed to me. The covers didn't really appeal to me back then. The storylines didn't really appeal to me. I just didn't really feel drawn to this series at all. And then one day I saw on my Bookstagram page that there was a buddy read going around for anyone who wanted to join, and I figured, you know what? I'm not going to read Indigo Ridge unless I buddy read it with a bunch of Booksta friends. So I joined the buddy read, and I can admit when I am wrong, and I was 100% wrong on this series leading into it. I honestly did not think I was going to like this series at all. Indigo Ridge became one of my favorite reads of 2023. This landed in my top 3 of my all-time favorite books last year. I devoured this series and I loved it so much, to the point where the covers even grew on me, and now I really like the covers too. Like, I absolutely love them. Book 1 is Indigo Ridge, book 2 is Juniper Hill, book 3 is Garnet Flats, book 4 is Jasper Vale, book 5 is Crimson River, and the last book is Sable Peak. All of these books follow a sibling in the Edens family. You do have 2 short novellas as well, but I will not be ranking those as they aren't really a huge part of the story. One is like a Christmas novella and one is like a very short, like I'm talking 50 pages, kind of like a prequel for the parents, which I do highly recommend reading that. But for this video only, we're going to rank just the main series. So let's start with my favorite book of the series, and it is the OG. It is book number 1, Indigo Ridge. I absolutely loved this book so much. I loved the mystery in this book, the suspense. I really enjoyed how the romance kind of became the subplot in Indigo Ridge. It was so well written. The small town setting was incredible. Devney Perry has this way of making you feel like you are actually in this small town. Like, if someone could just pack me a bag and take me to Quincy, Montana, I would 100% go to Quincy, Montana any day. Like, I swear at one point in my imagination, I could actually smell the setting, the way she described it. Like, it was absolutely incredible. Her writing in this was amazing, and I loved it so much. So Indigo Ridge is book 1, and it is my favorite book of the series. My second favorite book in this series, it is book 2, Juniper Hill. Oh my god, I absolutely adored this book. Our female main character in this is a single mum, and she was just so relatable. There's a scene at the beginning of the book where she is pulled over on the side of the highway. Her baby is in the back seat screaming. She's having this meltdown because she can't calm her baby down or anything like that. And I am a mum, and it was the most relatable thing I have ever read. So this book was amazing as well. This was a 5-star. Book 1 was also a 5-star. Both these books were 5 stars, and I think, yes, they are the only 2 5 stars in this series for me. But book 1 and book 2 started off with an absolute bang for me. These 2 books, hands down my favorite. They kind of come in first place together, but if I really had to choose, I would probably go Indigo Ridge over Juniper Hill. So after book 2, you then have Garnet Flats and Jasper Vale. Now, these take a little bit of a different turn to her writing style in book 1 and book 2. But in book 5, in Crimson River, we kind of go back to Indigo Ridge vibes. There's a bit of mystery subplot in here. Crimson River was a 4.5 star for me. It would have actually gotten 5 stars, but the only reason why it didn't get 5 stars is because it was a little bit too insta love at the very beginning there, very insta lust, insta love. That was a bit off-putting at first, so I kind of dropped it back to a 4.5. but this one here was incredible. Like I said, it takes you back to like Indigo Ridge vibes with the mystery there and being up in the mountains and everything like that. So I really, really loved this one. This would be my third favorite in the series, which is book 5. My fourth favorite book in the Eden series is the last book. It is Sable Peak. Now, Sable Peak follows Mateo's story, who is the youngest brother in the family. The only thing with Sable Peak, though, is that it's more of Vera's story. Now, you meet Vera in Crimson River. I still loved it a lot. You get a lot of nostalgic vibes in this one because it is wrapping up the series. The ending was incredible. We are the Edens. Like, I really, really loved Sable Peak a lot. Now, number 5 and number 6 comes down to Jasper Vale and Garnet Flats. So my 5th favorite book in the series is Jasper Vale. I really, really enjoyed Jasper Vale. I thought it was a little bit different, a little bit fun. This one follows Eloise and Jasper. Jasper, you do meet in Garnet Flats. Again, incredible book. Really liked it. Came in as 4 stars for me, but I wouldn't it wasn't something that I obsessed over, so it kind of sits down the bottom of the list there. Now, my least favorite book in this series did come in with Garnet Flats. This was a 3-star book. I don't know what happened here. Like, we started out so strong with Indigo Ridge and Juniper Hill, and then you read Garnet Flats and it was like a different author wrote Garnet Flats. Like, it fell incredibly flat for me. This book is one big miscommunication book. Now, I know in the real world, miscommunication is a very real thing and it's probably one of the most relatable tropes, but I think that's why a lot of us don't like it, because we experience it so much in our day-to-day life that when we get to read the miscommunication trope, we kind of roll our eyes and go, oh, for God's sake, can you just tell each other what you're thinking? And then the whole book would be kind of not relevant. So that's how I felt with Garnet Flats. Like, I feel like one conversation in this book, in the beginning of this book, would have fixed all their problems and then the book would not have existed. So Garnet Flats did end up being my least favorite book because of that miscommunication, because it was just a little bit like, it just wasn't my vibe. Now, just because Garnet Flats and Jasper Vale fell a little bit off the radar for me compared to the other books, it does not mean that I still did not enjoy them. I still did like them. I still loved seeing the family members in these books. I still loved being in the Quincy, Montana town and seeing their happily ever afters. The extended epilogues are amazing in every single book, by the way. But I would have to say that these 2 books here just are in a whole other league on their own. Like, I absolutely love these 2 books. And then you have these 2 books which were absolutely incredible. And they did almost so close come in line with these 2 books, but there was just a couple little things in there that kind of made them fall off this line here. That is the Eden series and how much I love the books, where I kind of rank them. So obviously book 1 and book 2 are my favorites. And then you have book 5 and book 6 as my 3rd and 4th favorites. And then you have 3 and 4 as my least favorites. If you have not read the Eden series by Devney Perry, I highly, highly recommend it. It is a small town romance setting, a little bit of mystery in some of the books, happily ever afters. Each book has their tropes. You've got a single mom, you've got a cowboy romance in here. You've got so many good things in this series. Couple little things here and there that fall flat, but honestly, it's worth it. I highly recommend reading this series. It's one of my favorite small town series ever. If I had to pick what small town romance to go to, it would be Quincy, Montana. Hands down. If you have read this series, I would love to know which book is your favorite book. Drop a comment below and let me know. And also let me know what your least favorite is. I'd love to know if anyone else kind of felt the same with Garnet Flats like I did. If you like this video, friends, please don't forget to hit like, please don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you all in the next one.